Welcome to the TokyoBill Weekly Update, an end-of-week news brief on events in and around Japan. Today is March 15th, 2025.
Apologies for the pronunciation, but Danilio Yabushishin, a Ukrainian sumo wrestler now known as Aonishiki Arata, arrived in Japan in April 2022 as a teenage refugee from Ukraine. Now, at just 20 years old, he's entered the top Makuuchi division in the tournament beginning this week. Japanese wrestler Arata Yamanaka helped him move to Japan after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. After joining the Ajigawa stable in East Tokyo, Aonishiki has excelled in competitions and has become a promising contender for the title of Yokozuna. He humbly credits his success to following the guidance of his sumo stablemaster, formerly known professionally as Aminishiki. Best of luck. Japanese telecom companies are increasingly supporting Open RAN technology, which uses equipment from various manufacturers to build mobile network base stations. This approach aims to help Japan compete with European, and especially Chinese firms that currently dominate the market. NTT Docomo and Indonesian telecom Surge plan to establish a nationwide network in Indonesia using Open RAN by 2026 to provide affordable communication. Rakuten is also promoting Open RAN, gaining attention for its cost-saving benefits and aiming for its adoption as a standard. Currently, Open RAN only makes up about 10% of global base stations, but is projected to rise to 25% by 2028. Teleworking and workations are decreasing in Japan as more people return to the office, according to a private think tank. Telework has existed since the 1970s. Although telework in Japan became commonplace during the pandemic, a November 2024 survey shows a decline in its use. Fewer than 40% of employees reported having telecommuting options, down from 2023. While fewer workers are using telework, some are telecommuting frequently. Experts suggest that companies are not eliminating telework so much as adjusting work styles, with hybrid models becoming more common as companies seek out the right balance for employees and company effectiveness. Japan announced its commitment to work closely with Canada to promote peace in the Indo-Pacific and maintain unity among the Group of Seven Nations. Canada, which currently holds the G7 presidency, faces concerns about the group's unity with the return of U.S. President Donald Trump. Top Japanese government spokesman Yoshimasa Hayashi emphasized the importance of strengthening ties with Canada, as both countries share values like freedom, democracy, and human rights. Hayashi also expressed cooperation with Canada as crucial for regional and global stability. Meanwhile, the Liberal Party in Canada has elected Mark Carney as its leader, succeeding Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister. 80 years ago Monday, the mass firebombing of Tokyo killed over 100,000 people in one night, causing unprecedented destruction and homelessness. Unlike atomic bombing victims, survivors have not received government aid. Elderly survivors are sharing their stories and are pushing to gain recognition for their suffering and financial aid. The firebombing's death toll exceeded that of Nagasaki, yet no government agency has been assigned to civilian victims, whereas support has been made for military veterans and their families. In 2020, a group of lawmakers proposed a one-time payment to civilian survivors, which was blocked by ruling party members. Ofanatu City in Iwate Prefecture lifted evacuation orders on Monday, 12 days after wildfires started. This decision came after officials declared the fires contained. The lifted orders affected 2,424 residents in specific districts which had remained under evacuation due to water shortages. The city is now ready to restore water services. The wildfires damaged 210 buildings, destroying 76 houses. Evacuation shelters will remain open, and the city is working with the prefectural government to prepare temporary housing and consider using private apartments and public housing rooms. Firefighters will continue to patrol the city to ensure all embers are extinguished. And for pop fans who don't already know, Kylie Minogue is returning on her first tour here in 14 years. The Australian pop star is doing her global Tension tour, with one stop in Japan at Tokyo's Ariake Arena on March 12th. S-Class tickets are still available at 18,000 yen. Better act fast. Tokyo has seen a rise in emergency calls for a suspected carbon monoxide poisoning linked to hookah smoking. A study by the Tokyo Fire Department from January 2018 to June 2023 revealed 64 incidents, averaging one per month. Most affected were in their 20s, mainly women, with symptoms like loss of consciousness and dizziness. Emergency care was needed in 41 cases. Experts warn that carbon monoxide is colorless and odorless, making it hard to detect. Research across Japan shows a similar problem in other establishments. CO levels can be harmful, highlighting the need for awareness and warnings about the risk of CO poisoning related to hookahs. A trend of asking parents if they consent to their children's job offers has gained popularity, with a December 2024 survey by MyNavi Career Research Lab showing that 45% of parents have been approached by companies for their approval. The practice is more common among medium-sized firms aiming to build trust. Many parents, desiring their children to work for large companies for stability, view this positively, but some businesses have put pressure on parents to support their job offers. This is leading to calls for government intervention to protect applicants' rights from coercive practices. The Canadian province of Alberta has signed a significant supply deal with Japan, despite former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's claim that there is no valid business case for liquefied natural gas. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith and JOGMEC CEO Ichiro Takahara agreed to collaborate on developing oil, natural gas, hydrogen, and ammonia resources, along with carbon capture and storage technologies. The agreement aims to create job opportunities in Alberta, contradicting the Canadian federal government's stance on LNG. Alberta's Ministry of Energy and Minerals highlighted its commitment to ethical energy production. This deal reflects Japan's ongoing reliance on Alberta, even amid federal hesitance. On Sunday, about 300 foreign workers marched in Tokyo, seeking wage increases and better labor conditions as the 2025 spring labor hiring season approaches. The event, called March in March 2025, We Are Here, began in 1993 to raise awareness about foreign workers' rights. Organized by labor unions and supportive citizen groups, the rally highlighted the presence of over 2.3 million foreign workers in Japan. Participants displayed job-related placards and protested against unfair treatment and harassment. One South American woman noted that rising prices affect both Japanese and foreign workers, urging recognition of their need for wage increases. Workers from outside the capital also joined the demonstration. While Japan is apparently no longer being considered for submarine procurement, South Korea's KSS-3 submarine could fulfill Canada's needs with its long-range underwater capabilities. A South Korean delegation to Ottawa in early March proposed various military equipment for the Canadian forces, including howitzers, rocket launchers, and submarines, promising fast and reliable supplies already compatible with NATO standards. The Canadian military is currently relying on U.S. systems, limiting its ability to upgrade, but following U.S. President Donald Trump's recent actions, many Western allies are rethinking their security relationships. The top 5 countries of foreign nationals in Japan have not changed for over 10 years, but Nepal is expected to surpass Brazil in 2025, with 207,000 residents in Japan as of June 2024. The Nepali population has been increasing by 30,000 to 50,000 people annually since 2022, while Brazil's growth is much slower at 2,000 to 5,000 per year. Nepal has also seen a significant rise in students, growing from 3,200 in 2013 to 38,000 in 2023, making it the second largest foreign student group in Japan after China. The increase is linked to better job and educational prospects and cultural ties. After COVID-19, more Nepali workers are choosing Japan for its higher wages, and Japanese language schools are catering to this demand.
U.S. President Donald Trump's 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports started on Wednesday, with no countries exempted, including Japan. The U.S. will impose tariffs on 290 products made from these metals, including various steel items and aluminum components for vehicles and electronics. Last year, Japan exported 31 million tons of steel, with only 1.1 million tons, or about 3%, going to the United States, a decrease of 37% from 2017 due to prior tariffs. Japan produced 1.66 million tons of molded aluminum, mainly for domestic use, shipping only 20,000 tons to the United States. Tokyo's municipal governments are promoting their nighttime economy to attract foreign visitors and boost local businesses. The metropolitan government invested 1.65 billion yen to create a nightly projection show, mapping colorful images on the Tokyo government building in Shinjuku, which drew 520,000 visitors in its first year and was recognized as the world's largest such display. In 2024, a new program was introduced to subsidize up to 30 million yen for events like night markets and festivals. Other wards are also developing nighttime attractions. However, Tokyo's nightlife satisfaction ranked only 30th globally, prompting calls for better collaboration among districts and criticisms about wasted taxpayer money. Police in Japan conducted a survey on online gambling, estimating that about 3.4 million people have wagered on cyber casinos, amounting to an annual total of over $8 billion. The survey involved over 27,000 people aged 15 to 79. The average monthly bet was about 50,000 yen, or $350 US. Many respondents admitted to recognizing gambling addiction, with 46% borrowing money to support their gambling. Additionally, 44% of those surveyed were unaware that online gambling is illegal in Japan. The National Police Agency expressed a need for awareness of the illegality of online casinos and their plans to discourage access to these sites and to discourage celebrity figures from endorsing them. In boxing news, Kenshiro Teraji secured a dramatic 12th round TKO victory over Seigo Yori Akui to unify the WBC and WBA flyweight titles in a thrilling match at the Ryogoku Kokugikan in Tokyo. Akui appeared to be winning, leading on the scorecards as both fighters entered the final round, but Teraji came out determined to achieve victory, needing a knockdown to turn the fight to his favor. Despite Akui's strong performance throughout, Teraji unleashed a powerful combination that led to the referee stopping the fight. After the match, Teraji expressed respect for Akui, commended the support from his team, and his desire to move on to super flyweight in his next fight. And finally, a man was arrested for fatally stabbing a 22-year-old woman, Airi Sato, while she live-streamed on a street in the Shinjuku area of Tokyo. 42-year-old Kenichi Takano claimed she owed him over 2 million yen and wanted the incident to expose her failure to repay her debts to him. Takano had lent money to Sato after she said she was struggling financially, later suing her when she failed to repay. Takano located Sato via her live stream, approached her, and stabbed her more than 30 times, causing fatal injuries. He used a survival-style knife he had ordered online in the attack. That brings us to the end of news items for the week ending March 15th. These stories and more you can read at theTokyoBill.com. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.